I don't know how interesting today is going to be. I'm on call. Happy Monday. Good morning. I think it's like, Alexa, what's the temperature?
31 degrees with clear skies and sun.
Okay, that's like twice as warm as it was the last time we went running, so this shouldn't be too bad. That was not that bad. Being on call for us means a developer each week. We only have 3 developers right now. We're about to, I think, increase to 4 developers. We have 3 developers right now, and each week we switch off. One developer takes over and is basically on call. Being on call means for us that if support has an issue, if there's a problem that goes on with Highrise during the day, this is the person, this is the developer who's going to take point in trying to figure out what's going on. They might not solve it, and they might have to, rope in a lot of other people to get help. But if we know if there's a problem, which developer to go to, instead of bothering the whole team, we know the single person who's going to take charge. Tonight, we are making spinach and sweet potato quesadillas. Preheat oven to 350, 450. Can't even get that right. There was an article I was reading today about, I think it's a program at Johns Hopkins University that watches for really intellectually smart kids, advanced intellectually kids, and gives them a special program. Basically, it tries to find the smartest of us and gives them tools to nurture them and make them even smarter, even brighter, even give them even better skills. Addison, the 2-year-old, likes to put all the Blue Apron away, but because she puts it away, I can never find where she puts it. I guess Mark Zuckerberg went through this, Sergey, the founder of Google, Lady Gaga, I think, went through the same program. It's clearly producing some very bright individuals. But I better video record me chopping my finger off. I don't understand chopping onions. I mean, I do understand it, the science. I mean, the chemical in the onions make my eyes water and tear, but then, well, you're cutting stuff, so I can't see, I'm still cutting. I'm going to cut my fingers off. The article points out that, also from kind of the research and the statistics of working with some of these really bright kids, that the brightest amongst us have this, undue influence on improving and doing, very interesting and great things on our well-being, on our country. Obviously, the impact of things like Facebook and Google are, I don't even have to explain it. But there's a lot of people that come through programs like this, and when you recognize these bright individuals, they make up for the biggest impact amongst us. So there's this technique to get a pit out of an avocado. Again, something I didn't know when I first started cooking, so maybe this will help somebody. You take the avocado and you take a knife and you basically just kind of slam the knife into the avocado and then you can twist it out. Seems kind of like a dangerous move, but it feels pretty safe. I mean, when I say slam, you don't want to do it all crazy. You want to do it nice and controlled. This part I'm not really quite sure what to do. I don't know. So I usually just kind of knock it off. There's got to be a better technique than that to get it off the knife. So I don't know if it was the person writing the article or the researchers. They recognize, however, that most of our attention in terms of policy and education is focusing on those of us who have difficulty learning. And I'm not criticizing that. I don't think the person writing the article is criticizing that. But it's just an interesting focusing on the weaker students versus making sure we have the right tools to find and locate and to nurture the brightest amongst us, since those are the people who go on to obviously have the biggest impact on us. That's interesting. Here's another trick, but they say if you put lime juice on avocado, it's supposed to prevent browning. So you'll see that in a lot of recipes. If you'll prepare the avocado, but you'll put it in a bowl and squeeze lime over it. I'm not sure that works. I don't really even know what the science is behind that. Part of me thinks it might be a myth. And so that's just kind of interesting. Again, this isn't, I'm not making like a political analysis on the state of our education or anything like that. But it is just interesting that we do this. Like we usually try to put most of our resources on the weakest things versus, because we think that's where all the improvement lies, as opposed to just going forth and trying to get better at the things we're already good at. I mean, this isn't even a macro thing. This is a micro thing. We do this personally. Hey, how's it going? What's up?
Someone takes up my whole workspace when cooking.
You don't have to eat. You could just, you could eat out.
Someone does it really crabbily as well.
I'm just kidding. The last time I cooked, though, was the big Tupperware blow up of 2017. Or should I say the big Tupperware blow up of the first quarter of 2017, because I'm sure there's going to be another. You read about, like, oh, here are the things that you need to get good at in order to, say, run a business or be a better designer, developer. And you want to focus on these weaknesses. If you're not a very good public speaker, here's how you become a better public speaker. But that's interesting, right? Are we really best served by focusing on the weakest parts of ourselves versus trying to locate what we're already good at and letting that stuff shine?
Yummy.
Nice! I'm always really proud when she likes the food we make.
Oh, yes.
Hey, you. What's going on? Don't get so angry. Why are you all cranky? That was a fake bite. Real bites. There's like... David Heinemeier Hansen, one of the partners at Basecamp, put me onto a really interesting book by Peter Drucker, really kind of old school business advice, but he talks about a very interesting and I think useful topic, which is basically focus on strengths, focus on your own strengths, and focus on the strengths of your employees. What did I get? I know what I got. Bailey, I don't need help.
Oh.
Ready? What is in here? Do. Ta-da! I think I just have books that talk about this book so much that I almost feel like I had read it. But I guess I hadn't, because I have no recollection of having this book in the blink of an eye. It's a book about film editing, and Sean from Basecamp, who does all the videography and stuff and works on The Distance, he's the one who kind of edits and produces the Distance podcast with Waylon. He recommended it. Instead of constantly trying to counsel yourself and your employees to get better at things that you're weak at, let them shine. Find the things that they're very good at and give it freedom. And you find the things that you're very good at and give it freedom to get stronger. And the things that you're not good at, try to fill in the gaps with either other people or figure out a way to kind of go around them. Figure out a way so that the weakness doesn't become a handicap, doesn't become a obstacle in your way. But stop focusing and spending all your resources on improving all the weak stuff. Instead, let the strong stuff, influence your success. I just think that's really... It's good advice and it's interesting advice, because I don't think that's our our nature. Our nature is to kind of focus on all the stuff we're not good at, that people around us aren't good at, and try to improve that, when maybe we'd all just be better served if we spent a lot more time on the strengths of ourselves and the people around us, and put our resources into finding those and getting those to be the best that they can be. I hope this vlog post turns out in post. I didn't get to go to... What is the... Cat, what are you doing up there? This is not where you go. How did you get up here? And why are you... Come on. Off, please. I gotcha. Okay, come on. Stop. Go. Jump. Good job. What was I saying? I hope this vlog post turns out. I didn't get to go a lot of places and do anything kind of interesting filming-wise. Big reason was because of being a support engineer today, on-call engineer today. And I had some meetings, and I was working on a couple features that we're going to launch soon that maybe I'll talk about tomorrow. But to finish the thought on the on-call engineer, we have an on-call engineer basically to avoid that situation where in baseball, two outfielders may be trying to go catch the ball, and both of them are looking at the ball. No one's talking to each other, and they're both doing it, and the ball drops in between them. That's what we're trying to avoid with having a dedicated person each week who is basically the point person to figure out a problem. It doesn't have to be the stressful job where they get they got to drop everything, but without the on-call engineer, here's what keeps happening. Someone mentions a problem, support mentions, hey, this isn't working, and instead of just one person looking into it, 3 people look into it, or 0 people look into it, right? It's someone else thinks they've got it, the other person thinks the other person's got it, nobody gets it. Or the 2 people get it, now they're all wasting their time and colliding with each other and stepping on each other's toes, trying to figure out what the problem is and how to fix it. So by having an on-call engineer, they can kind of coordinate everything. And maybe they still have to bring in other people, but at least there's one person who is in charge of looking into it, fixing it, or getting someone else to look into it and fixing it. Yeah. Here, let's be careful because I don't want you to fall on it. Okay. I'm coming through. Very important things to do. There's a child in a bag. I hope you had an awesome day, and I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you dig them, please hit the thumbs up. Please share them too. A tweet or a Facebook like, whatever, could really help spread a brand new channel. Believe me, it's really challenging to do so.